So today I'm going to be talking about Pompeii, the Mount Vesuvius explosion. So yeah, it's one of the topics I think literally everyone knows, but is weirdly fascinated by it because the remains are still there. So yeah, let's get started. Well, it all happened on August 24th of the year 79 AD, and Mount Vesuvius, which was the volcano in question, had been dormant for quite a significant amount of years, even centuries perhaps, and it just erupted, and the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum were covered in ash and in other volcanic substances, as well as thousands of people dying. And well, they were buried under, like I said, a lot of volcanic material and were rediscovered in the 18th century. And that's when the archaeological, when the archaeology was discovered, and then the archaeological investigation industry, not industry, I know the word, but it's when they really started to get into Pompeii, and that's why they have such good, like the records we have right now is because of that work that was done in the 18th century. So, well, Pompeii and Herculaneum, they, before being decimated, they were right near the base of, the volcano of Mount Vesuvius. And around the time this happened, 20,000 people were living in Pompeii. And all types of people, merchants, farmers. And yeah, Herculaneum, it was kind of smaller. It was 5,000 if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, same kind of people living there. And it did have villas and Roman baths and whatever. But what you need to know is that they were both really prosperous cities, each slightly different, but one with 20,000 people, one with 5,000 people, living right near the base of the volcano. So around noon on August 24th, well, the peak of the volcano exploded, erupted, and it sent around a 10-mile mushroom cloud, which is 16 kilometers, if I mean, yeah, 16 kilometers, mushroom clouds just into the sky, just throwing stones around 3 inches in diameter. I don't know the exact conversion, and well, yeah, it was terrifying. You just one day walking down the street, and then you see this volcano erupting, and 3 inch. Quite, I don't use that system. I use a metric system, but like a 3 inch stones flying from the sky, it was a bit terrifying, and a lot of people fled the city, and thanks to this decision, a lot of people's lives were saved, but some, around 2,000 people in Bay, thought they would just hide in cellars and stone structures and whatever just to wait out the explosion. Well, Herculaneum was kind of protected from the initial explosion because of the wind, but this giant cloud of hot ash and gas just went down the western flank of Vesuvius, really engulfing the city of Herculaneum. And yeah, the gas, the ash. Well, that pretty much killed everyone in Herculaneum, like this huge thing. And yeah, Pompeii, however, people remaining there weren't killed until the next day, in which this toxic cloud of gas went into the city. And after this happened, well, more and more volcanic mud and rock came down, so just, they were already dead, but they were buried in the thing, and they were preserved by the ash. And well, you're probably thinking, well, you're probably not, but some of you may be thinking, Well, yeah, this is all good and all. How do we know it's real? How do we know, well, not real, but how do we know what had happened in an exact, kind of chronology? Well, it's the year 79 AD. We don't exactly have a timeline. Well, this guy called Pliny the Younger, he kept a diary, and he was in on the Bay of Naples. And the whole thing happened, and he just told people, he just told the diary or whatever, that people had their heads under pillows to try and protect themselves from the rocks, and just seeing how people were running away from their fates, some just begging to die because they don't want to just keep on living, I guess. Well, Blinding Elliot was 17, so my age, and he escaped fine and even found success later in life. Then his uncle, Pliny the Elder, he was not as lucky as the younger was. Well, he was the commander of the Roman fleet in the Bay of Naples, where Pliny the Younger was, and well, when Vesuvius exploded, erupted, he decided to take the boats to try to investigate even further, maybe save some people, but he was killed in the process of doing so. So the eruption, according to the diaries we have, lasted 18 hours or so, and Pompeii was buried in around 14 to 17 feet of ash. I think I'm around 5 foot something. I think 14 to 17 feet. And after the explosion, the eruption, when everything had come down, residents of Pompeii actually went back to try and recover their stuff, but most of it had been buried, if not destroyed. So, in the 18th century, like I mentioned before, well, they were doing some work there. They unearthed a statue from Herculaneum, and they just kept on digging and found Pompeii, found Herculaneum, and just they built their story from there, including using the diaries of the guy I told you. So in terms of casualties, around 2,000 men, men, women, and children were found. 2,000 out of what did I say? 17,000? Anyway, quite a significant amount of people. And well, the bodies were preserved by the ash. And you actually see the photos, if you could just Google Vesuvius victims, it just shows them in the positions they died in. It's really creepy. And the site itself was discovered in the 18th century, but human remains weren't found on site until around 1982. And it's currently the only active volcano on European mainland. And its last eruption, like a natural eruption, was in 1944, and the last major one was in 1631. And they are expecting another eruption to happen soon, which could prove a bit of a problem for the 700,000 people living nearby. And that's it. That's pretty much it. It's literally really short, but it's Vesuvius. So that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to say. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, bye.